Strong news in housing may be signaling a rebound in the market. Today, pending home sales for March came in better than expected, up over 4% from the previous month. Also, new data from RE/MAX showed March home prices are up 5.8% from a year ago, while sales rose another 1.5%. Joining us from Denver with more on that report is the CEO of RE/MAX, Margaret Kelly. Ms. Kelly, welcome to Bottom Line. Thanks for joining us today.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Ma'am, in RE/MAX's latest national housing report, you say, quote, that the worst is definitely behind us. What are you seeing that gives you such optimism?
Oh, we're seeing so many positive trends. You mentioned the pending home sales, which shows future sales have been up. But the other fact that we love is that the first quarter of 2012 had the most homes sold, most closings in the last 5 years. Our normal selling season starts in usually April. It started in January, and what we are seeing is so much activity. Many positive things going on.
Well, ma'am, your housing report tracks 53 metro areas. Where are you seeing strength and where are you continuing to see weakness?
Well, we're seeing strength, believe it or not, in some of the areas that were hardest hit. Home prices are going up in Phoenix, Detroit, St. Louis. Inventories are down in those areas, which, as we know, supply and demand, that puts pressure upward on prices. Some of the areas that the prices went down just a little bit, Seattle, Chicago, areas like that, but very small percentage.
The Fed says that it's going to continue Operation Twist. That's the swapping of $400 billion in short-term securities with long-term debt. The goal is to hold down borrowing costs. Operation Twist is scheduled to end in June. What happens to potential home buyers after that?
Well, I think the interest rates will continue to stay down. I think the mortgage rates will. There's so much activity right now in the market that I don't believe mortgage rates will go up anytime soon. But the amount of sales that we have, that we're seeing, the transactions being closed, is very encouraging.
Right.
that there's a lot of activity in the market.
Well, in order for the housing market to be considered healthy, as you know, the pace of new home sales would have to be around 700,000 annually, and right now that figure is about half that. Draw a line for me and for our viewers from the weakness in new home sales to the weakness on the employment front.
Well, I think obviously the new home sales dropped dramatically, and I believe there is going to be pent-up demand for new homes. And hopefully builders will be able to start construction soon, because as the market turns around, both the economy and real estate, people are going to want to have new homes. But right now, buying an existing home is that much cheaper per square foot than a new home was. But as we start to eat through our inventory, I think you're going to see a lot of demand on new homes in addition.
Well, are your agents on the ground sensing a thawing in the credit market? As you know, one of the main complaints from potential home buyers with good credit is they can't get a mortgage.
That has been some of the issues. What we need to do is we've gone from too loose of lending standards to too tight. We need to get back to standard, common sense, good lending. But what we are hearing from our agents out in the road or out in the market is that it has been the busiest 4 months that they have seen in years. And in fact, in Phoenix, in California, and Florida, they're getting multiple offers on properties, which a couple years ago wouldn't have an offer at all. So we're seeing a lot of activity going on.
Ms. Kelly, we have a little less than a minute left. As you know, the price of rental units is going up. A lot of people opting to be renters instead of homeowners. What are you sensing in that regard? Are you seeing a lot of properties that were for sale, now the owners are renting them out, at least to make some money, perhaps maybe to pay property taxes?
I think some of them are, but what we're seeing is about 25% of the buyers right now are investors who are turning their properties into rentals, because we have a built-in demand, because the people who were foreclosed upon can't buy. They need to rent somewhere. So there will be this tremendous rental market for quite some time.
Margaret Kelly, she's the CEO of RE/MAX, joining us from Denver, Colorado. Ms. Kelly, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.